Senate will come to order. Senator Baumgardner.
Will the members and guests in gallery join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Senator Heath.
Mr. Majors, please call the roll.
Aguilar. Balmer. Baumgardner. Brophy. Cadman. Crowder. Grantham. Grantham.
Absent.
Guzman. Harvey. Heath. Herpin. Hill. Hodge. John. Johnston. Jones. Kafalis. Kerr. King. Lambert. Lundberg. Marble. Newell. Nicholson. Renfro. Rivera. Roberts. Scheffel. Schwartz. Stedman. Talktrop. Todd. Ulibarri. Zenzinger.
Senator, please add Senator Grantham.
Madam President.
Here. With 35 present, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Senate has a quorum. Motion to adopt the journal. Senator Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the journal of February 28th be dispensed with. The reading of the journal of February 28th be dispensed with, and it be corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Committee reports. Senate Services.
March 3rd, 2014, correctly printed Senate Bills 151 and 152, correctly re-engrossed Senate Bill 29, correctly re-revised House Bills 1022 and 1241.
Message from the House.
February 28, 2014, Madam President, the House has passed on third reading and transmitted the Advisory Statutes House Bill 1100 as amended. The House has passed on third reading and returns herewith Senate Bill 76. The House has adopted and returns herewith Senate Joint Resolution 6. The House has adopted and transmits herewith House Joint Resolution 1009.
Message from the Reviser.
February 28, 2014, we herewith transmit without comment as amended House Bill 1100.
General Orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, Senator Hodge. You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will resolve itself into a committee of the whole for purpose of considering General Orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Hodge will take the chair.
Oh, look at that. The committee will come to order and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Majors, please read all the bills on the second reading of bills consent calendar.
House Bill 1112 by Representative Lebsog and Senators Ulibarri and Roberts concerning limited authorization for a county clerk and recorder to redact the first 5 digits of a social security number from a public document recorded with the clerk and recorder at the request of the individual to whom the social security number is assigned. House Bill 1051 by Representatives Schaefer and Longroff and Senators Kafalas and Crowder concerning a strategic plan for enrolling all eligible persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities into programs at the time services and supports are needed, and in connection therewith requiring the Department of Health Care Policy and Financing to develop and implement the strategic plan and to report annually the number of persons waiting for services and supports. House Bill 1190 by Representative Ryden and Senator King concerning the factors that are used to determine the financial capacity to provide matching monies of a school district or a board of cooperative services that has applied for financial assistance under the Building Excellent Schools Today Act. House Bill 1174 by Representative Mitch Bush and Senators Schwartz and Jones concerning the sunset review of the Natural Areas Council.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the adoption of all the bills on general order second reading of bills consent calendar and their associated committee reports, which includes House Bill 1112, 1051, and its Health and Human Services Committee Report 1190 and 1174.
Is there any discussion on any of the committee reports? Seeing none, is there all in favor of the committee reports, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The committee reports are adopted. Any discussion on any of the bills on the second reading of bills consent calendar? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The bills on the consent calendar have been adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we rise and report.
The motion before the body is that we rise and report. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. We will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee has met and had a number of bills under consideration. Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
March 3rd, 2014, Madam President, your committee whole basic report is under consideration of the following attached bills being second reading thereof, makes following recommendations thereon. House Bill 1112, 1051 as amended, 1190, 1174, passed on second reading in order to revise, placed on the counter for third reading and final passage.
Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Is there any discussion on the committee of the whole report? Seeing none, the question is its adoption. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. General orders, second reading of bills. Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate resolve itself as a committee of the whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills calendar.
Oops, you know what? Did I read the report? Before I do this next one, let me go ahead and read the committee of the whole report we just adopted. House Bill 1112, House Bill 1051 is amended, House Bill 1190, House Bill 1174 passed on second reading and ordered, revised, and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Okay, general order, second reading of bills. Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate resolve itself as a committee of the whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills calendar.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will resolve itself into a committee of the whole for purpose of considering general orders, second reading of bills calendar, and Senator Hodge will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. Coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 125?
Senate Bill 125 by Senators John and Harvey and Representatives Pabon and Szabo concerning the regulation of transportation network companies and in connection therewith requiring transportation network companies to carry liability insurance, conduct background checks on transportation network company drivers, inspect transportation network company vehicles, and obtain a permit from the Public Utilities Commission.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we lay over Senate Bill 125 until Friday, March 7th.
Senate Bill 125 will be laid over. Mr. Majors, would you? The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 125. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. We will lay over Senate Bill 125. Mr. Majors, would you please read Senate Bill 22?
Senate Bill 22 by Senator Kafalas and Representative Fields concerning certified community development financial institutions, and in connection therewith authorizing the investment of public funds in such institutions and allowing the institutions to present a request for full or partial release of collateral pledged without presentation of the original promissory note.
Senator Kafalis.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, colleagues. I move Senate Bill 22 and the Senate Finance Committee report.
To the Finance Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the Senate Finance Committee, we amended the bill to include a United States Treasury definition of Certified Development Financial Institutions, CDFIs. So the committee report includes a definition of CDFIs. I ask for your support of the Finance Committee report.
Is there any discussion on the Finance Committee report? Seeing none, all in favor of the adoption of the Finance Committee report, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. We have adopted the Finance Committee report. There is an amendment on the desk. Mr. Majors, would you please read the Amendment 004?
Amendment L004 to Senate Bill 22.
Senator Kafalis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move L004.
Thank you. Please explain L004.
I would be delighted. Madam Chair, basically this floor amendment strikes Section 1 of the bill, which is the provision of the bill that would have allowed local jurisdictions to invest reserve funds in CDFIs. We are striking Section 1. We are moving the definition of CDFIs into Section 2, and basically we're keeping Section 2 and 3 of the bill intact, which adds these organizations, these CDFIs, as qualified holders in order to allow them to more effectively operate. And I can get into more details if folks have questions.
Further discussion on L004? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of L004. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. L004 is adopted. To the bill, please, Senator Kafalis.
Thank you kindly, Madam Chair. Colleagues, I'd like to just give you a little bit of background about CDFIs. You should have received this brochure, which explains the CDFIs that are currently operating in the state of Colorado and the good that they do. But basically, a community development financial institution is a private sector nonprofit organization or financing entity. It is certified by the United States Department of Treasury, and its primary mission is to advance community development. CDFIs typically serve very low to moderate income populations in geographic areas that lack access to banks or credit unions. A CDFI provides technical assistance to empower folks and is accountable to the community. The amended version of the bill basically provides a statutory recognition for CDFIs in sections 2 and 3 of the bill in order to allow them to operate more effectively. So we are permitting CDFIs to release collateral without relinquishing control of the evidence of debt, and we're allowing them to file electronically. That's basically what the bill does at this time. With the amendment that we just approved, the Colorado Municipal League continues to support the bill, and the concerns that were raised by the Colorado Treasurers Association with the removal of Section 1, they are fine with the bill, as well as the Colorado Bankers Association. So to my knowledge, there is currently no stakeholder opposition to this bill. CDFIs are important. If you look at your fact sheet, in 2012, the ones that are operating in Colorado supported the creation of 1,665 jobs, allowed for 282 loans to emerging entrepreneurs and small businesses, and these are folks that typically have a harder time getting access to capital, provided seed capital necessary to launch 119 new businesses, financed the creation or preservation of 1,589 homes for low-income families, provided training and purchase assistance to 302 first-time home buyers, and finance the creation of 256,435 square feet of community facility space. So there are 9 Colorado-based CDFIs. This provides a lot more detail, and I would really encourage you to take a look. They're doing good work in our communities, helping people, businesses access capital, helping with the development of affordable housing, community development, revitalizing of neighborhoods. They are certified by the United States Department of Treasury, and many of them go through a rating system. So in conclusion, once again, with the amendment, the floor amendment, we are defining CDFIs in statute, and we're adding them to the list of qualified holders, which will make it easier for them to operate, do a partial release of collateral, which will make it better for them to do what they need to do. Thank you for listening, members. I respectfully ask for your support of Senate Bill 22 as amended.
Further discussion of Senate Bill 22. Senator Hill.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate the information on the change. Do you mind just sharing a little bit more, please, about how this will make it easier for them to operate by moving this definition into the second section?
Senator Kafalis.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Senator Hill. Basically, the definition will provide clarity. So now we will have a definition in statute, which I think is a good thing. And this is a definition that's approved by the United States Treasury, certified CDFIs. Section 2 adds the CDFIs to qualified lien holders, which allows them to do a partial release of collateral. And if I may, sir, let me give you an example of why that's important, and I would welcome your engagement to help me explain this better. For example, if a CDFI has loaned money to a housing development project, they hold the original promissory note for the entire project. If a few units are sold in the development, the CDFI needs to make a partial release of the collateral. Currently, to do that, the original promissory note has to be presented to the county or the public trustee in which the project is located. So if a CDFI is located in Fort Collins, like we have funding partners, but they're lending to a project in El Paso County, they must drive to Colorado Springs to present the original promissory note to the public trustee in order to allow for the sale of the affordable home. This bill would allow the CDFI to request a partial release without losing control of the original note. So that's basically what sections 2 and 3 do of this bill. We add CDFIs as qualified lien holders, and section 3 allows them to do a partial release without having to, present the original promissory note in person or to send it through the mail where it might get lost. And I can give other examples if you'd like, sir.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Senator. I appreciate that explanation. And then just maybe one final question I had was, if the Treasury already defines CDFIs, why do we need to redefine them here with this bill?
Senator Kafalis.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Senator Hill. I appreciate your engagement. At the national level, of course, the United States Treasury has a definition for certified CDFIs. We're placing that definition into Colorado statute to clarify that these entities exist. They've been operating in the state since the 1970s, and by offering this clarification in statute, it will allow for further discussions amongst all the stakeholders to see if there's a way to increase the capacity of CDFIs to do the work that they do. So it is my opinion, sir, that it is important to clarify what they are in statute, allowing us to move forward and allowing them to gain to raise awareness about the important role that CDFIs play in our communities.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Colleagues, I strongly oppose this bill in committee. I'm a big supporter of CDFIs. I'm probably the only one in here personally invested in one. My sister helps run one. It's helpful to understand 44% of their money comes from banks, 44% comes from general fund expenditures. It's an important tool for local governments to deal with some of the community work that local governments do, and then 12% about comes from charities. Originally, I opposed this because I felt like we were undermining the role of treasurers in this process. That has now been amended out. I have maybe still some concerns if they've been operating for 40-plus years without us defining them here locally. Why do we need to do that? But other than that, I'm not opposed to the overall concept of the bill. So thank you very much, Senator.
Senator Crowder.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just had a question on this also. Basically, this is, you can actually ask for a partial release without the presentation of the original promissory note. My question is, with that said, there's nothing in the bill that indicates that they have to give you a partial release, is there?
Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Senator Crowder. I believe the short answer is no. Again, what we're doing here is we're adding CDFIs as defined to the list. There's a list. If you go to Title 38, Article 38, Section 100.3, subsection 20, there's a list of banks, et cetera, that have the ability to do this partial release. So they have the option, if it's in the interest of what they're trying to do that, and it makes it easier for them. So as I gave in the example, sir, if a CDFI located in another part of the state has provided a loan for a housing development, and they're selling those properties, and they need to release some of that lien partially, this allows them to do it in a much more efficient way.
Thank you.
Senator Schwartz. Yeah, it takes out personnel, it takes out real estate.
And thank you, Madam Chair, and I just wanted to rise in support of this bill because CDFIs have been such an important tool for a lot of our smaller mountain communities. You might know the Tabor Grand Hotel in Leadville, one of our mobile home parks in Basalt, as well as a project in Delta. And both the City of Glenwood Springs, Eagle, Pitkin counties, and our Water and Sand District in Eagle County have all found, and the housing authorities have all found important mechanisms for investment in down payments for first-time home buyers, energy efficiency programs, as well as housing project finance. So this is an important tool for us. I appreciate this opportunity to clarify it, and certainly this little handout that was on all of your desks, that has a picture of downtown Basalt. So it is, again, gives us more flexibility because many programs that are designed for the more urban areas don't work for us in our mountain areas, and it gives us a tool to solve our own problems. Thank you.
Further discussion on Senate Bill 22? Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 22. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 22 is adopted. Mr. Majors, please read House Bill 1073.
House Bill 1073 by Representative Pabon and Senator Rivera concerning the recording of legal documents.
Senator Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I bring forward House Bill 1073 on the recording of deed and other legal documents, and I move to have that bill introduced. I move House Bill 1073 on recording of deed and other legal documents.
Thank you. There is amendment on the desk. Mr. Majors, please read L004.
Amendment L004 to House Bill.
Senator Rivera.
I move Amendment L004 to House Bill 1073.
Please explain L004.
Amendment L004 is a clarification and a codification of the verification of death document, which has been used by the clerks in various parts of the state on a regular basis, but it needs to be codified into statute to describe what that document actually is, because it's being used in lieu of a certificate of death. But the difference between the certificate of death and the verification of death is that the verification of death does not contain as much detailed information for people that have no need for that information, but only that, in fact, a person has passed away.
Is there any discussion on L004? Seeing none, question before the body is the adoption of L004. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. Ayes have it. We have adopted L004. To the bill, please. Senator Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 1073, recording of deeds and other legal documents, is a bill that upstates statutes to come into compliance with new technology and the way that documents are being recorded. It offers needed protection for seniors from identity theft by making applications permanently confidential. This bill has been vetted through the county clerk's office, the Colorado County Clerk's Office, Land Title Association, and the real estate section of the Bar Association. I'm pleased to be able to bring this forward, along with Assistant Majority Leader in the House. And the bill, as I've also discussed the bill with our clerk in Pueblo County, all supported the bill and had no problems with it. This bill, Section 1, deals with the issuance of bonds by a school district to be registered with the county clerk and recorder. The intent is to normalize fees for all document types. Section 2 of the bill is to have marriage and civil union applications permanently confidential to all but those who are listed as interested parties in statute. Currently, they're available to the public after 50 years, but we want to change that to being permanent confidentiality. These applications contain personal information such as social security number, date of birth, mother's maiden name, making seniors a prime target for identity theft in case they should get into the information should get to the wrong persons. In Section 3, this purpose is to strike the word annual and allow each clerk to determine a billing payment schedule that is appropriate for their office and subscribers. In Section 4 and 5, these two sections were removed in the House, and all the interested parties are committed to need to work on the issues during the interim. Section 6, when a special district is dissolved, documentation is required to be recorded as the county clerk and recorder's office, but often this situation, the burden of payment of recording fees lies with DOLA. The section will allow the county clerk and recorder's office to record the dissolution documents submitted by DOLA free of charge. And Sections 7, 8, and 9 are intended to eliminate the recording of highly sensitive and personal identifiable information in the public record. Again, as I said, by using the verification of death document instead of the certificate of death to transfer real property upon the death of a joint tenant. And again, that's why I'm glad that we approved the verification of death document. And in Section 10, we intend to modernize the returning of released deed of trust documents and allow for the fact that most of these are now electronically recorded. There's no original document that can be mailed back to the folks. And then Section 11, the purpose is to bring up to date the statutes regarding the imprinting of state documentary fees on documents, allowing for the fact that most of these are now electronically recorded. It can be physically written on. Once again, the bill in total attempts to bring the recordings that are done in the clerk's office into line with new technology, and I would ask for an aye vote on the bill.
Senator Renfro.
Excuse me, Senator. Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have a question for you, Madam Chair. Is the sponsor filibustering his own bill here?
Do you think he's talked us into voting against it? Senator Grantham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Any further discussion of House Bill 1073? Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1073. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. No. Noes have it. 1073 fails. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1021?
House Bill 1021 by Representatives Mitch Bush and Hamner and Senator Schwartz concerning the penalty for violating a road restriction for vehicle combinations over 35 feet in length traveling on Independence Pass.
Senator Schwartz.
And thank you, Madam Chair. And I move House Bill 1021 on second reading. And this bill actually passed unanimously out of Transportation Committee, but I did want to just have the opportunity to make folks aware of what it takes to keep our roadways safe in our rural areas and how important those resources are. So on your desk, I brought a little graphic on what might happen if you are driving a vehicle over 35 feet on Independence Pass. So what the bill will do is actually raise the fines and discourage these vehicles from traveling. You know, we have about 500,000 people that visit during the summer months when the pass is open. That pass has about 1,200 vehicles a day that cross it. And when you have one or two of these trucks that are actually trying to maneuver the pass when we know that it's highly unlikely they're going to be able to make it is a real threat to our safety as well as to our community and our commerce. And with that, even though we've got 13 signs that say don't go up on the pass, we are finding that we might have to discourage them with a little additional fine, and that will be increased to $1,000. And should they block traffic, that would be increased to a $1,500 fine. And at one point, we had actually two of these trucks that were stuck facing each other, and that can be a very, very expensive tow. It can be maybe as much as $15,000 to get their trucks out of there. So it will apply to both trucks as well as to any recreation vehicles over 35 feet. So with that, I will just ask that we have an aye vote for making sure that our rural roadways remain safe and that we give truckers the information. This was supported by the motor carriers. We will work with CDOT, making sure our signing is effective. And then lastly, work to make sure we're communicating that this is not a roadway that's beneficial for a person traveling on a large truck to go over. As it goes in 19 miles, goes in 4,200 feet of elevation. Fairly challenging if you haven't driven over one of our beautiful scenic byways, Highway 82 over Independence Pass.
Senator Crowder.
Thank you. I guess I would have to oppose this bill on the grounds that to increase the fine for truckers. I think what this does is sends a message out to the trucking industry that Colorado is not in the market of doing business with them. And I just believe that we've had this situation before where we've tried to increase the fines. And I think it's out of place. I think Colorado, if anything, on this particular bill, we should be trying to lower the fines and realize how valuable the trucking industry is to the state of Colorado. But I would ask for a no vote on this. Thank you.
Senator Heath, did you want to speak to this bill? Senator Todd.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I'll just speak to that. This bill was heard in committee and passed basically unanimously without any concerns about it. And the truckers were very much in agreement because they recognize that if they get up there and they get stuck, they are risking a $10,000 fine. And so by trying to a $10,000 tow, and so a minor fine is just a way of making sure that they recognize that. But again, it was a very collaborative approach, and the trucking industry was represented and was able to be in agreement to what the bill was about.
Further, Senator Crowder.
Thank you for those comments, but I still think the increased fine in the direction of this is just not the way we ought to go. So I will stand at a no vote on this. Thank you.
Further discussion, Senator Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I was in committee when this bill came forward. When it was explained to me, the situation and the concerns they had and the problems they had as a result of overlength vehicles 35 foot or longer going over that pass, it was very disconcerting, having been in traffic at the police department down there in Pueblo, having seen the problems that originate when people try to get into places where they don't need to be. I supported the bill and continue to do so. So I'd ask for a yes vote.
Senator Schwartz.
And thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate the Senator from Pueblo's remarks. You know all too well that if you were in some place you didn't know was that going to be that bad, you would appreciate being discouraged ahead of time and not try to risk it, and this will actually just be able to discourage. We had 44 calls last year on folks up there that just really had no business, and we can't be a state that folks say that they're going to get in trouble on our highways if they take the wrong way. So this is for safety, and we appreciate the industry support. With that, I move again House Bill 1081.
Further discussion on House Bill 1021. Seeing none, question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1021. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. Ayes have it. House Bill 1021 is adopted. Mr. Majors, please read the title to House Bill 1065.
House Bill 1065 by Representative Moreno and Senator Hodge concerning limits on indemnification provisions in motor carrier transportation contracts.
Senator Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we lay over House Bill 1065 until tomorrow, March 4th.
Motion is to lay over House Bill 1065. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. House Bill 1065 will be laid over. Mr. Majors, please read the title to House Bill 1052.
House Bill 1052 by Representative Fisher and Senator Jones concerning an increase in the enforcement authority of groundwater management districts.
Senator Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move House Bill 1052, and I also move the committee report. The committee report basically provides notice and a 7-day cure period if somebody has been found to have underreported or falsely reported their water to the district.
Further discussion on the local government committee report. Seeing none, the question is the adoption of the local government committee report. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Local Government Committee report is adopted. To the bill, please, Senator Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, this is about water districts and their ability to enforce the statutes they have, and I just ask for a yes vote.
Further discussion on House Bill 1052. Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1052. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. House Bill 1052 is adopted. Mr. Majors, please read Senate Bill 23, the title of.
Senate Bill 23 by Senator Schwartz concerning an authorization of the voluntary transfer of water efficiency savings to the Colorado Water Conservation Board for in-stream use purposes and water divisions that include lands west of the Continental Divide.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we lay over Senate Bill 23 until Thursday, March 6th.
Question before the body is the laying over of Senate Bill 23. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. We will lay over Senate Bill 23 until March 6th. Mr. Majors, please read the title to House Bill 1122.
House Bill 1122 by Representative Kagan and Senator Newell concerning provisions to keep legal marijuana from underage persons.
Senator Newell. Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm sorry for the delay here. I move House Bill 1122.
And
the let's see, Judiciary Committee report.
To the committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the Judiciary Committee report because what we did was we better defined opaque and resealable when it comes to the packaging of marijuana edibles.
Any discussion on the Judiciary Committee report? Seeing none, the question is the adoption of the Judiciary Committee report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The Judiciary report is adopted. To the bill, please, Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, members, we heard this in testimony that we do need this bill to have some cleanup work when it comes to medical marijuana versus retail marijuana versus liquor laws. So we're trying to get parity with all of that and alignment. So basically the bill does four things. It increases the help with medical marijuana packaging to make sure that they are child-proof. Right now, we have medicinal product keep out of reach of children, and this bill would now require that the packaging is opaque and resealable. What happens is sometimes the parent might cut open the package, and then the child might see something that looks like a cookie or brownie and think that it's safe. And we've seen increases into the ER visits and urgent care visits with children who are accidentally ingesting marijuana. And then it also clarifies that selling marijuana to minors mean under 21, and it also gives parity to the laws to be commensurate with the liquor laws currently. So if a retailer in a dispensary realizes or thinks that the ID is fake, and that they may be able to seize that ID. And then lastly, it also brings in the issue of enclosed and locked space. So to make sure that when you have a marijuana grow in your home, when you have a child present, even if it's temporarily present, then it needs to be in an enclosed and locked space. And that is essentially what the bill does. And as you can see, it passed unanimously in the House. The bill has quite a few supporters of it, and I ask for an aye vote.
Further discussion on House Bill 1122. Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1122. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. 1122 is adopted. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 32?
Senate Bill 32 by Senator Lundberg concerning elimination of restrictions on the ability of alternative health care providers to treat children.
Senator Heath.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we lay over Senate Bill 32 until Friday, March 7th.
Motion before the body is laying over Senate Bill 32. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. We will lay over Senate Bill 32 until Friday, March 7th. Mr. Majors, please read the title to Senate Bill 149.
Senate Bill 149 by Senator Johnston and Representative Young concerning the minimum standards that a private occupational school must satisfy before being issued a certificate of approval to operate in Colorado.
Senator Johnston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 149 and ask for an aye vote.
For Senator Johnston.
Thank you. There's no committee reports, obviously. Members, this is a technical cleanup bill on a change to some Department of Higher Ed practices around aligning reporting we do for occupational schools. It's the current practice the department already uses, but this is a conforming amendment to make sure that we're consistent with federal statutes. So I'd ask for an aye vote.
Further discussion on Senate Bill 149. Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 149. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Senate Bill 149 is adopted. Mr. Majors, please read the title to House Bill 1166.
House Bill 1166 by Representative Vigil and Senator Togtrop concerning the renewal of concealed handgun permits by Colorado County Sheriffs.
Senator Togtrop.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I move House Bill 1166. And what this bill does is when we passed legislation back in 2003, I believe, concerning concealed handgun permits, the requirement at that time when you went to get it renewed, you had to go to the original sheriff. And people do move, so what this bill does is allow the person who has a concealed handgun permit, if they have moved out of the county where they obtained the permit, to allow them to get the permit in the county that they now reside in, and I just ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion on House Bill 1166? Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1166. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. House Bill 1166 is adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we rise and report.
Heard the motion to rise and report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. We will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. We've had a number of bills under consideration by the committee. Mr. Majors, would you please read that report?
March 3rd, 2014, Madam President, your committee, the whole page report is under consideration of the following types of bills being second reading thereof, makes following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 22 is amended, Senate Bill 149, passed on second reading and ordered and gross placed on the counter for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1021, 1052 is amended, 1122 is amended, 1166, passed on second reading and ordered revised, placed on the counter for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1065 laid over until March 4th, 2014, retaining its place on the counter. Senate Bill 23 laid over until March 6th, 2014, retaining its place on the counter. Senate Bills 125 and 32 laid over until March 7th, 2014, retaining their place on the counter. House Bill 1073 as amended, lost on second reading.
Members, there surprisingly is an amendment on the desk. Senator Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move.
Mr. Majors, would you please read the amendment? My apologies.
Madam President.
L001, House Bill 1073. Senator Rivera moved.
Senator Rivera.
I move Amendment 1 to the Committee of the Whole report.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Apparently there was a technical error in the way that the vote was conducted or some sort. But you know what? I'll tell you what. This is a great bipartisan bill that needs to be approved by the Senate, and I'd ask for reconsideration.
Senator Hodge. Thank you, Madam President. There was no technical error in the way I gavelled that. It was clearly failed.
Further discussion on Senator Rivera's cow amendment. Senator Harvey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for clarification, Madam President, just for clarification of the rules of the Senate, I'm not sure, but if this bill dies today, we still have the ability, those who vote on the prevailing side, to bring it back up at a later date, don't we?
Always. Okay, maybe not always.
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew how they could vote if they wanted to vote.
Is there any other discussion on the Rivera cow amendment? The question before the body is the adoption of the Rivera amendment to the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, the Committee of the Whole amendment is adopted. Senator Hodge.
Thank you. I move for the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report.
Any discussion? Seeing none, the question for the body is the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 0 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 22 is amended. Senate Bill 149 passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1073 is amended. House Bill 1021, House Bill 1052 is amended. House Bill 1122 is amended. House Bill 1166 passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1065 laid over until March 4th and retaining its place on the calendar. Senate Bill 23 laid over to March 6th, retaining its place on the calendar. Senate Bill 125 and Senate Bill 32 laid over till March 7th and retaining their place on the calendar. Signing of bills.
February 28, 2014, the President signed House Bills 1056 and 1146.
Delivery to the Governor.
To the Governor for signature on Friday, February 28, 2014 at 11:40 a.m., Senate Joint Resolution 4.
Announcements. Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to ask for a moment of personal privilege
Granted.
and waiving of the rule that I can't wear a hat. Whereas the Colorado Reads Initiative was launched to ensure every child can succeed. Whereas when it comes to literacy, our state is taking the lead. Whereas Dr. Seuss's stories are enjoyed by people of all ages. Whereas fantastic discoveries can be made within a book's pages. Whereas reading is great, exciting, and fun. Whereas reading is a skill important to everyone. Whereas books are superb to read or to hear. Whereas books are loyal companions year after year. Whereas a good book can be enjoyed in the sun, snow, or rain. Therefore, not I, but I, John W. Hickenlooper, him, Governor of the State of Colorado, do hereby proclaim in a Dr. Seussical way, March 3rd, 2014, Read Across America Day. Thank you.
Yay. Other announcements? All right, Senator Grantham, you want to follow that? Where's your costume?
Yeah, I'm wearing it. This is my costume. Thank you, Madam President. You know, in honor of Dr. Seuss, of course, we all grew up loving One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, and so many of the others. The lost Dr. Seuss poem I present to you today. I love my job. I love the pay. I love it more and more each day. I love my boss. He is the best. I love his boss and all the rest. I love my office and its location. I hate to even go on vacation. I love my furniture drab and gray and piles of paper that grow each day. I think this job is really swell. There's nothing else I love so well. I love to work among my peers. I love their leers and jeers and sneers. I love my computer and its software. I hug it often, though it won't care. I love each program and every file. I'd love them more if they actually worked a while. I'm happy to be here, I am. I'm the happiest senator in this well, I am. I love this work. I love these chores. I love the meetings with deadly bores. I love my job. I'll say it again. I even love those friendly men. Those friendly men who've come today in clean white coats to take me away.
I don't know, Mr. Majority Leader, that's a tough act to follow. If are there any other announcements, because we have to do a message from the House before we adjourn? Okay, message from the House.
March 3rd, 2014, Madam President, the House has passed on third reading and transmitted the advisory statutes House Bill 1171. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted the advisory statutes House Bills 1002 is amended, 1003 is amended, 1006 is amended, 1293 is amended. The House has passed on third reading and returns here with Senate Bills 39 and 48.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. And that senator who spoke before, that was terrific. I loved it. Committees are as scheduled today, with the exception of State Veterans Military Affairs will not, excuse me, my voice, will not be hearing Senate Bill 148. That will be heard on March 10th instead of today. And this is the last time I will make this announcement. Caucus is tomorrow night. We're going to go through noon, and I'm looking at the agenda. I think we'll probably get out of here quite a bit before June, so before noon, before noon. Shows me where my mind is. And that will allow you all to get home a little earlier, hopefully. And we're going to start on Wednesday at 10 o'clock and not 9 o'clock. Give you a little more time to get back. So with that, Madam President, I move we adjourn till 9 a.m. Tuesday, March 4th.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will adjourn until 9 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, March 4th.